There we go.
There we go.
Yes, and we are live again on our,
Hi.
um, what's the title of my? See, I always forget the title of my,
I'll tell you.
Right up
yes,
Oh, from on the top.
yes. So
Mhm.
I always forget. What's that?
there. From all the
From
From
walks.
all walks, the entrepreneur talk, because
Mhm.
I what I do is I interview people from different walks of life, from
Yeah.
from truck drivers to construction workers to as unique as hairstylists, or
Oh,
the kind of thing. I'm trying to put everyone in here. And today, last week, my pilot episode, I interviewed someone from Canada who's in the oil and pipeline industry. So today,
wow.
guys, yes, today
Wow.
I am so honored to have Peter here, which is a licensed marriage and family therapist, and Eunice, who is a nurse practitioner. So,
Hello.
yes, so can you just introduce yourselves, guys?
Yeah. You want to start?
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Eunice. I am a nurse practitioner, and we are here. We live here in California. I've been a nurse practitioner for 15 years, and I'll keep this short because we might just kind of come in a conversation of well, as we go on with this interview. Yeah, so been a nurse practitioner for 15 years. I love what I do as an NP. But this opportunity actually came up just 3 months ago. So we started our online business, and it's been amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm Peter. I am a licensed and marriage family therapist in the state of California. And I've been practicing in this field for about 10 years now,
Yeah.
roughly. Yeah. So, and I love the work that I do. But I just realized, I wanted to do a little bit more, get a little, as some people would call it, either a side hustle or maybe hopefully a job that can replace what I'm doing as far as financially. So to be able to retire and enjoy my time with my family. So we
Yeah.
started up this digital business.
Oh, wow. My apologies, guys, because I thought you are from Florida. So that's why I keep insisting. Isn't it the Eastern Standard Time for Florida?
Oh,
And realizing you're
Oh, we're
PST,
Pacific
really.
Standard
yeah,
Time.
we're Pacific Standard. You're fine, no
Yeah,
problem.
that's okay.
Oh, that's why I was supposed to tell you it's so late to be picking up your daughter on a ballet class,
Ah,
because you were saying after this, right? So I was like wondering, is it? So I am wrong. So I'm so sorry. I put it on my post that you're from Florida, but
I
I'm
mean,
so
we've been to
sorry.
Florida. We love Florida.
Yes.
Because can you just tell me how you're able to get into this business? Because I roughly heard about PB, and you guys are friends. So
Yeah.
how was it?
Yeah.
Well, it all started with just us seeing what they've been doing online, like their Facebook pages and seeing what they're doing, flashing checks and everything like that. And Josh, he and I have been friends for almost, I would say, all over 40 plus years. We've known each other since we were kids. We grew up in the same street, in the same neighborhood, in the same city, and went to the same high school together, and everything. So, and our parents knew each other. And so, for me to see him do anything online, especially in social media, was really rare and shocking. So, I had to ask him, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Why are you on social media? You're never on social media. And he just laughed and he goes, you really want to know what we're doing? I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, I'll tell you next time. I'm like, okay. So and this is just through a conversation. So we were just curious. And then then
Yeah.
PB and Josh got married. I was one of the groomsmen in their wedding as well. So I've gotten to know PB. She's amazing. She's awesome. And so when we ended up going to Florida, which we don't live in Florida, but we went to visit
Yes.
Disney World in
Oh, okay.
Florida. Yeah, we went to
Yes.
Disney World with our family, my two girls and Eunice. went to Disney World. That's where we met up with Josh and PB. And then we had lunch together at Disney World. And that's when Josh said, "So you want to know what we're doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've been wanting to know for like the longest time, and Eunice too."
Yeah. So, going back, this was actually about a year ago that we were seeing their posts and sharing the business, right? And we were not really paying much attention. We were like, "Oh, what are they doing?" And we're like, "Oh, look at that. They have tracks and, things like that." And then, when PB retired, I was like, "Wait a minute.
Right.
We got to know about this business."
But have you ever thought that they were
Oh, you know what? I think you got
because have you ever have you ever thought, because there's a lot of people who will be like saying that, oh, these people are scammers, this is not real, they're just flashing checks. Did you ever think about that?
Oh, yes, I was skeptical about this business. I was very uncertain, but at the same time, as Josh and I've known each other, we tried other businesses before.
Okay.
I've tried other MLMs. I've tried like selling products and stuff like that. I've tried even I can't remember what's the name of the company, but it was like pretty much selling attorneys or marketing attorneys and lawyers and things like that.
Okay. Yeah.
And I even became a loan officer under Josh for a while just to see what that was like. And it just didn't work out. Nothing worked out. And I spent money and I lost money. And I think Josh did the same thing, experienced the same thing. So I was definitely skeptical. I wasn't sure. And as they're sharing, I was very tentative about like, okay, so what are you selling? What kind of products are you having? And then what, and just understanding trying to understand what they're doing. But then at the same time, the friendship that I have with Josh, I'm thinking to myself, he wouldn't do anything dirty to me. I don't think he would do anything dirty to me. I don't think he would lie to me. So it was a lot of trust because I've known him. And that's the same thing like with the people that I know out here. I hope they all trust me the same way, because I wouldn't do anything to hurt anybody or harm anybody or do anything to scam anybody. And I don't think Eunice would ever do something like that either. So yeah, I was very skeptical, to be honest with you. But after hearing about it and now being in the business and seeing the checks coming in,
Yes.
I'm not skeptical anymore.
Yes, that's so true, right? But what about when you were always in public now? How will you relate to that? You're always posting, and Eunice, you're a provider and you are a therapist, Peter. How did you overcome those, people will be like mocking at you, those kind of things?
Oh no, I definitely had a lot of I would say fear in going out and into social media and being public about things, because the work that I do, I meet with a lot of different clientele and stuff, and just the background of some of these people. I'm concerned. I get concerned about like predators and things like that because I have kids. I have two beautiful daughters, and I don't want to put them out there, and I don't want people to be watching them and following them. But yet I realized I've already taught my kids. I've already explained to my kids about life and what's out there. And if that doesn't protect them, then I'm not doing my job. I don't feel like I'm doing my job as a father. So the fear is not about the kids. The fear is about me and getting over that fear. And I think with PB and Josh, it was who were our mentors. They really helped me in that process. And then once I started going live and going on social media and talking, I realized there was really not much to be afraid of except my own self, right?
Yes.
And so being able to do that, it felt freeing. But at the same time, it was still scary because I don't like to go live. I don't like to speak in public.
I know.
That's why I'm a therapist. I have my own office and we talk in an office.
That's so true. What about on Eunice's side? What she's experiencing right now, or you experienced before when she was just starting?
Yeah, so like for me, it was it's funny because I wasn't posting a lot on social media.
Yeah.
And I mean, they were barely like really posting anything. And so going live and things like that, and really putting myself out there, right? I thought about like, hey, what if my patients can see me? And reputation and things like that, right? And then I realized, I was like, well, I'm not doing anything wrong, right? This is it's a legitimate business that I'm sharing with
Mhm.
everybody. And this is a business that actually is a great opportunity for everyone,
Mhm.
wherever you're wherever you are in your situation. So that's when I kind of, I said, well, you know what, this is, and it's also something that I think personally, that I'm able to overcome all that, and I grew as really only been 3 months, and I grew as a person, and we now have a lot more friends too.
Yeah.
Like you, we would never met you if
Yes.
because of this business.
Yeah.
So the
Definitely
friendships are definitely
amazing friends.
yes.
Yes.
It's
Amazing.
getting bigger and wider, right? It's not
Yeah.
just within the US, but in Canada and all over the world, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
yes. And what's so nice here is we are in public, we are using social media to inspire and to educate people. When I
Mhm.
saw
Yeah.
your it's so funny. I was looking at your, at your go live, and you were talking about those disposable income wherein we buy all these expensive things and not thinking about saving and putting your money into investing, right?
Yes.
Yes. So can you share that, sis? Yes.
Where we Peter and I have been, we like to invest. We like to, in a way that we are. I'll say we're a good steward of God's blessing, as far as like finances, right? So, we always live within our means. We always make sure that the kids are taken care of as far as like their future, their college education, and things like that. And so, and budgeting is kind of part of this as well, right? And so I always explain to people that it doesn't matter how much you make, really is how much you save and how much you spend, right? So you really prioritizing that, because if you live beyond your means, even if you make 2,000, 200,000, 300,000 a year, you can still ended up being broke, right? So with this business, what I love is, anything that we earn for this business, not only that it helps us build a generational wealth for our kids, but it also help them obviously is to save for their college, and then at the same time be able to also give, right?
Mhm.
So and that is, I think, one of the things that are very important for us. So I think that this business, having that extra income, and even if again we're two income family, right? And having that another streams of income is not a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing to have.
Mhm.
And I wanted to share that we both grew up poor. Okay, we didn't have much growing up,
Mhm.
and even Peter growing up here in the States, he can tell you a
Yeah.
little bit of what he
Yeah. I mean,
went
my
through.
my upbringing was essentially, we had enough to live. The clothing, some of the when I growing up, some of the clothing that I wore was clothing that my mom had sewn together, from fabric and stuff. It wasn't like a pair of Levi's you can just buy from the store or anything like that. I mean, honest in transparency, the first pair of Levi's I've ever worn was when I actually went to middle school. So that pretty much tells you in grammar school, all I had was whatever my mom made, and or even hand me downs from other people and stuff. So it's like we lived within our means, but we couldn't afford a lot. So eating out wasn't an option. It was always eating at home, and whatever we had at home, that's what we ate. Um, so it was tough. It was. I mean, I see, and growing up in the U.S., you see all these kids, coming in with their fashion designing clothes and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
eating foods that you wish you could eat, and I'm sitting there just kind of being jealous about it, but yet at the same time, I've realized now it was a very humbling experience because it taught me that we can live off of pretty much nothing, but just having something like being financially stable is a blessing. And to rule, ruin that by spending everything is just being, for me, in my mind, it's just not being smart, right? So I think it taught me a lot. Like, I need to save, but also it's okay to splurge at times. Uh,
Yes.
and stuff, and take families out to vacations and stuff like that. And again, growing up, I never had vacations. The closest thing I had a vacation was my parents driving me out to San Francisco, and which is from where we are is about 2 hours away. That's it. That's the furthest I've ever gone. So
Yeah. Yeah.
no, so now, I mean, like I shared, we went to Disney World with the kids. I mean, I've never done that.
So can't you believe that? That's just amazing how we know where we came from. The same thing with me. I grew up as in a small village in the Philippines with my dad as a farmer, my mom is a teacher. But Eunice,
Yeah.
it's just always a thing that if your mom is a teacher, you're the one who goes to college, right? All
Yes.
their kids can go to college because
Yeah.
what they do is they borrow money from the bank until they don't have anything from their salary already from their paycheck. So there's five of us actually also, and
Oh,
there's five of us. I'm the second, and then my brother passed away 3 years ago, so I'm the oldest now. So when you think about that, it's also our culture that if you're the oldest, you have to look after all your siblings. So
Mhm.
we help each other, and at the same time, my husband on the other side, they're not, they didn't finish college and everything. So that's why I wanted to be, to grow in this business, because whatever I have will be shared to everyone,
yeah.
Yeah.
because that's why we are here, right? We
Yeah.
are here to help each other. And it's just so amazing how we are gathered as community, as a team. And it's a good example when I was talking to another Peter, like you, Peter, the guy from pipeline and and oil industry. He said that it's just so nice that in our community we help each other. But during when I had my own business in the oil and pipeline, when you ask someone in the same industry, they won't tell you their secret, right?
Hmm.
But here, we're not even in the same team, but then here you are. You said yes to my, for my invite,
Of
and then
course.
you're sharing all this, and it's just so amazing how you're so down to earth. You're just so, you know how to value the money that you are working hard for.
Hmm.
Yes, and you know how you set aside, something for our kids for their future, and which is, I know that all of us will gonna grow as long as we have that passion and we have that good purpose in our life. So,
Yeah.
yes. So since you are a marriage and family therapist, Peter, I I wanted to ask how you deal. How old is your kids?
Oh, we have a 13-year-old who just turned 13 last week,
Last month.
last month. So
Yeah.
we have a new teenager in the house.
See,
And then our youngest she's 9.
okay, so my question for you: how are you dealing with your teenager as a parent for both of you? Anyways, yes. So
So if you haven't noticed, I have no hair on the top of my head. It's because I pulled it all out. No, I'm just kidding.
yes, yes,
No, it's amazing. It's so much fun because it's an age that they're starting to try to really figure out and find their own identity on who they are. And me as a father, just being a part of that, even though she's my daughter, she's a girl, she's there's some things that teenage boys will, I already know teenage boys will do that I know teenage girls will not. And there are some things teenage girls will do and teenage boys will not. So
yeah,
just understanding that and seeing her growth and seeing her develop and be interested in certain things, it's pretty amazing. I mean, um we had a date night. My daughter and I had a date night. And we went to watch the movie Wiz,
Moana.
Wicked,
Wicked.
Wicked.
Oh, we
Um,
could. Okay.
It's just
yeah,
the two of them.
yeah, just the two of us, and it was our little date night for that movie. She wanted to go see it, and of course, after the movie, we talked about it, and I asked her, I was like, "So, what'd you think?" She goes, "Oh, I liked it. I'm waiting for the second one to come out." I'm like, "Oh, that's right." And I wasn't a big fan of it, but
You just have to pretend that you like it.
yeah, I just wanted to
Yes.
pretend I liked it, right?
Well,
So it
yeah.
was, but just seeing her develop and like those kind of movies, because I never thought she would. To be honest with you, I didn't think she was gonna like it, but she loved it. So I'm like, okay, I see that personality, I see that identity of her coming out, and I love seeing that and seeing her develop. Even with my 9-year-old, who's not a teen yet, but I'm looking forward to that day when she is. But and yet I'm also I'm not looking forward to my girls being all being teenagers either.
I know that's so right. Yes. So,
Yeah.
what about you, Eunice, as a mom? How do you deal with
No,
them? Especially you have the same hormonals.
yes. Oh my goodness. What I find is as our 13-year, she's always been a mama's girl, and she always wants mommy, and always wants to, she wants that time.
She was a daddy's girl
Oh,
when she
she
was
was
little.
okay. She was that
Yeah.
girl when she was but now actually, I think it's because she just wants to like chat with me, like
Yeah.
at night. I was like, sometimes I'm like, can we just go to sleep already? But I think it's really important to spend time with her because this is a critical time in her life, right? Because this is when she needs her mom. She needs to figure out the women thing.
Mhm, mhm.
And not only that, actually this is a time where I can teach her about things that I don't want others to teach her, right? It's better when we
Yeah.
always talk to her about that we want, it's better for you to learn these things from us, from mommy and daddy, versus learning it from someone else or from your friend who don't have experience in life
Yeah.
yet, right? So
That
yeah.
that also that
Mhm.
also echoes with me because she reminded me, like, as a father, we have to be that role model of what a man is, right? So
Mhm.
and I mean, even as a therapist, when you think about it, it's like, how do we represent ourselves as men to these women or upgrowing teenagers so they understand,
Yeah.
oh, that's the type of man that
Mhm.
I should trust versus, somebody who doesn't
Yeah.
act that way or act properly or do things improperly and whatnot and stuff. So it's like we have to not only be parents, but we also have to be role models
Yeah,
in
and
a sense.
and I think what's really important is the kids, they see how we are as married couple, and we are
Hmm.
modeling that to her, that to them that, like, well, you that if they look for a man, that certain man, like, because they've seen how their dad is and how their dad treats me, and we're hoping and praying for is that one day they're gonna look for that specific person too. They're like, okay, this is what a man should be and should be treating me, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yes.
Kind of a certain standard, right? So, and I think it's so important to be involved in our kids' life. And I'll tell you, me and Peter have never actually went out of town like overnight without the kids, and we've been married for 15 years.
15 years.
For 15 years
Yeah.
now, so we've never, like, the kids are always, and not that I'm saying that we should, married couple should not do that, but it's just us. We always
It's
want to be with our
it's our preference.
yeah,
We enjoy having
yeah,
our kids around. It's just fun.
That's so true. Yes, yes. Because when you go on vacation, you always have to be with them. And it's just so nice to that feeling. It's so different, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
The only time, yeah, sorry, go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, I mean, you as a husband and wife, you still need some time alone. So, I
Mhm.
mean, we've gone out on date nights, right,
Mhm.
on our own, but not out of town. Out of town is with
Yes,
the family. I kind of
I
look at
know.
that as an opportunity to show the kids and let the kids experience something.
yes, as
So
a
that,
family.
so
Mhm.
yeah, go ahead. You were gonna say.
Yeah. So that's so true because the only time that we left our kids is when we moved from New Jersey to here and I have to do my health check
Mm,
from New Jersey to Texas one night. And that's both of us, my husband and I, because I said the place is new to me. I know I came to Texas one time, but then I don't know how it is now because it grew so fast. And I told him, come with me. So we did, only for one night. And the
Mhm.
second was just this October, only for one night, again, just by myself, because I can't bring them. They're still school. So
Right.
yeah, so it's, if there's a way that we could bring our kids with us, we always bring them. We never went any, as they say, same with you guys, out of town, or we only let my son actually one night to do a sleepover with all the boys. We know them. They've been classmates since they were fourth grade, and we know the
Mhm.
parents. And I said, you just have to experience one night, and that's it.
Yeah.
And from then on, we said no more. That's it. Just you just have to like experience it. Just
Yeah.
give them the, instead of stopping them, just one time to experience it. That's it. And then my 11-year-old was telling us, Mom, but then you let my brother, but he was already 14 when we let him do it. Now
Yeah.
he's 15. So at least they know already how to like say something or defend themselves. They're both a second degree black belts. So
Oh, there you
That's
go.
awesome.
Yeah.
well, yeah. So anyway, yes. So I have few questions with you guys. Since you are married for 15 years, and you, Peter, is a licensed therapist with marriage and family. So, but just
That,
few questions, like four
that doesn't
questions.
mean that doesn't mean I know exactly what I'm doing. Just so for the record, that doesn't mean I know what I'm doing.
Okay, question number one. Just make sure that you know these answers, or else you'll be in trouble. Place where you first met and felt in love,
Oh my goodness.
or let's say
Oh
first time you
gosh.
met.
How we met?
Yes.
Well,
Sorry.
no, you're fine. You're fine. Well, we actually why don't you share?
Okay.
Yeah.
We actually met online. Yeah,
Yeah.
we met online. It was like a, I don't know, what is the name? I can't remember.
Bigchurch.com.
Yeah, bigchurch.com.
It's a
Oh
So
dating.
wow! Look at that. It's a Christian.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is a Christian. It's funny.
I love it. I love it. I'm so sorry I put you off guard, but I love it because you know what? You're such a good example for all this, young, or, in their middle adulthood, that's still seeking for someone. Yes, right? My sister is in her 40s, 44, still single.
Have you ever watched this again?
Yes, you know that. And a lot of our nurses that I work with,
Yeah.
they're still looking for someone. So I would always tell them, yeah, go on, on this dating app. And yes, there's
I
nothing wrong with that.
yeah, there's
And
nothing
look
wrong,
at what you have, Peter,
right?
right?
Yeah. I you're right. There's nothing wrong with that. What I obviously is like, you have to get to know the person, right? And
Mhm.
then
Yes.
first time you meet that person, you want to do it in like a public place.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
So
job. Give them advices now.
So we did we met at a
mhm.
restaurant and we had a dinner together, and I still remember we're sitting there for almost
My
four
gosh, for
hours.
probably 4 hours, there's
Um,
like several people next to
the tables
our table
changed.
changed like multiple times because we were just talking.
Yeah,
Um,
and the
yeah.
first thing I and it's interesting because you said, like, it was through a Christian dating site, bigchurch.com, and I just randomly found it one day and I just clicked on it and did the free version, and that's when I sent a chat to Eunice.
Wow, look at that. You are really meant for each other. It's God's,
Oh yeah,
divine intervention.
right. So yeah, the first thing I when we talked, the first time we met and talked, and at dinner, we asked each other, it's like, what are we looking for in a relationship? And for
You
me,
remember that?
of
Wow,
course,
I don't remember.
because I spent a lot of time thinking about that. Well, like, what am I looking for in a relationship? And I realized, you know what? I want God first in my relationship, then my wife, and then my kids. And so that I had I prioritized it that way, and I always prayed, and I've been praying for her before I even met her, that she would have the same priorities as me, which
Wow.
during that conversation, she said, "Yeah, I feel the same way." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Wow. I just love our our talk, our interview together. There's a lot that we could get from it, right?
Yeah.
People who's watching right now, oh my God, this is just a very powerful interview to both of you. Yes. So anyway, second question: when is your wedding anniversary?
Oh,
5209.
Yep. 5209.
Okay,
May
May.
2nd,
Yes.
2009, or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
May 2nd, 2009.
Yes. So memorable movie you've ever watched together.
This is the one that I fell asleep. What is that movie? This is funny because this is our first movie, right? This is like our second
This
date.
is it was the movie that Eunice wanted to see really bad, really bad.
Superman?
It was Superman.
Oh my gosh.
And then she slept.
The thing is, she just got off work after working
12-hour shift.
a 12-hour shift.
So this is when I was working as a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And we were just dating at the time.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I said, "You wanted to see this movie?" She goes, "Yeah." I was like, "Let's go." I picked her up after work and brought her to the movie theater. I mean, I was doing the whole gentleman thing. I paid for the movie. I paid for the drink. I did all that, and then we sat down, and we were so excited to hang out and also watch the movie. As the movie started, halfway through, or maybe a little bit before, well, not even halfway, right?
Yeah, probably not even
No.
halfway. To be honest, I was tired.
I looked over at Eunice to see if she was enjoying the movie, and she was passed out. She was passed.
So now, sis, this is probably like the second date. It wasn't like we were not even like really dating yet. Like we we're just like, get to know each other, right? And
Yeah.
and I was like, did I just fall asleep?
Yeah, I let her sleep. I didn't even wake her up. I just watched the movie on my own, and then when it was near the end, she actually she woke up near the end, and she looked at me. It's like, what happened? I was like, the movie's over.
Maybe that's even the best sleep that she'd ever had, right? Because it's
That was a good nap.
yes. So last question, because I think we passed 30 minutes. That's what we talk about. Yeah. So last question. If if Peter is a Filipino dessert, what would he be
Filipino dessert.
for Eunice and vice versa?
Oh my goodness.
I want to know.
What do I like? I don't know.
You're asking me. I'm the Filipino dessert.
Oh, you know what it is? It's fruit salad.
Oh,
Okay.
You know, like
Okay.
Filipino fruit salad. I like that. My mom makes it really good.
okay. I think because it's also a variety of fruits, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Peter? What is Eunice?
I think I know.
Could be?
Oh, if Eunice was a Filipino dessert,
Yes.
you think you know?
Oh no, I don't.
Well, you know.
It's a Filipino.
It's actually the same as her. It's the fruit salad. I've had that fruit salad from how her mom makes it. It's delicious. I love it.
Okay. Yeah. So she's delicious.
She is delicious.
Yeah. This is PG-13.
Oh, sorry.
No, just kidding. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for gracing my invitation to you guys. And I am so honored. You're such a humble, kind people. I could feel that. Definitely. I could feel that.
Thank
And thank you and thank you. So any parting words, guys, from you?
As far as like the digital business goes, I would highly recommend if you want to know more about it and learn more about it, reach out to Mabel or and check in with her. She knows this business. She's been doing it. She's been working it, and she does great. She's amazing. And this is our first time meeting her, and already I'm looking forward to another time of chatting with her again.
Yes.
Hopefully one day in person too. So you never know, right? Especially business.
Yeah.
Where are you in California, though? Where in California are you?
Roseville,
Yeah.
California, kind of near Sacramento.
Oh, northern.
Yeah.
Oh, Sacramento. Yes, we have couple. I mean, we have a lot of families there. You know how Filipinos, there's a big community there all
Oh
over,
yes.
California. So
Oh yes.
yes,
Yeah.
Sacramento, Glendale. Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's
Yeah.
a lot.
So
Yes.
if anybody's interested in the business, I mean, just imagine
Go
four
ahead.
streams of income
Yeah.
that you can earn and make and stuff like that, and have some and build a legacy for your kids. Because I mean, that's essentially why we're doing it, and so we want to build that legacy so that our kids aren't struggling with finances and having a difficult time, but also teaching them the importance of what
Hmm.
money is and how value and how to value it by taking care of it and being smart with it. So, anything else?
Yeah, so for me, it's like what I would say, guys, is if you're in a situation where you're feeling like you're living paycheck by paycheck, you have to do something about it.
Mhm.
Think about like what are the ways that you can, number one, perhaps cut down on your expenses. Number two is how are you going to increase your income, right? And get out of that situation. So there's so many opportunities out there, but this opportunity, this business is really is there's nothing like it out there.
Mhm.
When we look at this business and the earning potential and just working on this for like 1 to 2 hours a day, I mean, this is it. You can build this on your own pace and there's no pressure. We give you all the information. You look at the information, you pay 149. The 149 is really, I always tell people, hey, it's just 149 and it's refundable for 30 days. And you're going to see what this business can do for you and your family.
Yeah. Yeah.
And 149, you look at all the opportunities that this business brings, the compensation package and things like that. And then you determine like, okay, well, this is not really for me. Well, that's okay. At least you try. You look at this opportunity.
And it's
Yeah.
100% legit. We pay
Yeah.
taxes, we get checks. It's 100% legit.
Yes, okay,
Yes.
let's put on the checks.
Yeah. I mean, just
We
to kind of
actually have all the
just like
here.
here. I mean, these are
I
checks
know,
that
right?
haven't even opened yet. So
No,
it's
we need to open this.
it's still we need to open. So it's 100% legit, and we pay the taxes and everything like that. I know some people are wondering, like, is this real? I guarantee you it's real. As I shared in the beginning, I've been skeptical from the beginning, but now I'm no longer skeptical because I know it's real.
Yes, that's so true. And that's so true. That's so 100% true. And of course, as soon as we are business owners, we sign up the W-9 as have what you said. We
Yep.
get the 1099 at the end of this year before tax season. So,
Yes.
yes, thank you so much for this wonderful interview with you guys. We learned faith, family, and and finances.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We covered
Right?
it.
Yes. Yay! Thank you so much, guys. And nagitay padak ng Ilocano na imbang nga bigat aldawin nyo labi kada kayo apo. And then, of course, if anyone could resonate to any one of us, to Peter and Eunice, and of course myself, just, message either Peter and Eunice or myself. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much and have a wonderful night. God bless you
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Bye.